And once again, new year, new perspective. You are all in. I am too. All new, even if we know a lot. This is a completely new moment with a lot of new things to realize and understand, and a lot of new desires to come forth. And it's a lot of fun to be in a place like this, in a moment where we have come so far, but that there is so much more to come, and we are open to receive a lot of good stuff. And so, long story short, because you will see later, I will once again pass the ball to E because we were starting the session with E because she has no questions. So it opens up a space for other type of realizations. And yes, we'll go to you guys and have our back and forth, but usual. So let's have some fun with E. And I just asked E, let's see if someone else enters the room. Now, I was asking E, so what are the good stuff that has been happening to you, to he, so she can share some of the good stuff that she's been experiencing and we can digest that. So, E, yes, your time to shine. Let's go. What's the good things happening around you?
Yeah, from last time to now, a few months, uh, do you see my physical any changes?
You look as beautiful than ever. You look more beautiful. You seem brighter. You seem like you have a glow. You look way younger, in my opinion. You look, if I'm being honest, you look like at least 15 years younger, which it's a perspective. But for me, that's how you look. So I guess you have been improving your vibration a lot. But yes, continue, please.
Well, I put God as my top priority. So only one I can rely on, and I only want to depend on is
Yes.
God.
Yes.
So it really take care of me
It
in
is.
incredible ways. I just like I write my profile on the Facebook and the LinkedIn
Mhm.
X. I said I am the source of happiness, abundance, love, and the miracle. I'm just boldly put there, and it just keep happening.
Yeah. See, this is once again, this is why I love these sessions and this type of environment because what you're saying is sort of a proof, not that we need proof, but it shows how things work and shows us this is what's possible. And once again, the words that we use, we have to somehow explain the words in different ways, but remember, it's never about the words, it's about the energy that the words carry. So let me translate what he said in a different way. She did amazing. She said it perfectly. I will translate it in a different way. She said, "You know what? I put my." Now she started saying, "Do you witness any miracles happening in me?" And we said, at least for me, obviously, incredible, visible and non-visible. And she said, "I've put God as my top priority." And when we say God as my top priority, we mean I prioritize the connection with the source that is me, with my higher self, with my soul, my inner being, my non physical self. And that priority translates in a very simple way like I will feel good. Because when I feel good, God is flowing through me. Um, God source, you know what? If when you feel good, God is flowing through you full force. When you feel bad, God is also flowing, but in a very mediocre, shut down way temporarily. When you feel good, God is full flowing through you. And there is something that she said that is so brilliant. And I made God the only thing I would rely on. I made my connection with my total self the only thing I will rely on because, first, it's the only thing I can actually control. I can only control my vibration and my energy in relationship to my source. And then that, yes, generates manifestations and generates things. But the only thing I can actually depend on, it's my connection with my total self. By the way, the better I feel, the better it gets for me. Everything else is mediocre in comparison. You cannot count on other people. especially people. In the sense, I'm joking, but in the sense, it's sort of like that, because no one else can understand you to the degree that your own source can. That's simple as that. No one else can come into your body and know exactly what cells need what at what timing. Those are things, and a lot of things are things that only God source knows about you. So there are things that are only capable of achieving by achieving a great connection with your own source. And when you reach a place of making that decision, you are in a very good place. So I will not rely on anything other than my total self, and that takes care of everything in miraculous ways. Yes, miracles are the natural order of life, believe it or not. Coincidences, small things we think are small, are not that small, are evidence of our connection. And then things that people would say are miracles happen, like he was saying, always. And when she goes on, this is funny because when she goes on Facebook and LinkedIn and stuff, and she writes something so hilarious for most, as I am the source of happiness, I am the source of abundance, I'm the source of miracles. And for someone outside of this conversation seems, you know what, she's crazy or she's trying to make something. No, she's connected. She knows what she's talking about. She's letting inspiration come forth. Now, do you need to write those stuff? No, you don't need to write anything. You don't need to do anything that it's not relevant to you. But when you reach the point, again, this is no pressure for anyone. You do whatever it feels like for you to do. But when you reach the point when you can sort of affirm, you know what, I know God, it flows through me and it feels like abundance, miracles, and happiness. And I'm okay with this connection. I accept it. A lot of miracles happen in your life, such as what he is describing. It's one of those things. You look younger, you look way healthier. A lot of good things happen to me all the time because I prioritize my connection, I prioritize my happiness. Yes, absolutely. And once again, those things that we are describing are supposed to be normal. Don't beat upon yourself if you have a lesser experience than this, because we are all on different degrees of letting this in. But just know that miracles are just the everyday experience. And to the point that a miracle to you feels normal, to someone else feels like the most amazing thing on the planet. Anyways, this is a lot of juice to talk about, and I will pass the ball to someone else. What he is describing, what she told us, is just an incredible um, story of a sustained period of alignment. You sustain your good feelings for a while, those types of things happen to you. Welcome to the planet. Yesy, do you want to add anything, or do we pass the ball to one of them? Okay, we pass the ball. Hey, Jessica, it's your time to shine because you know what? Can be you. If you have
Um,
anything unrelated, you can be anything unrelated, as you know, just whatever, it's on your mind.
um, okay, so we were on a Discord, or I had mentioned on Discord because for some reason I don't know how this came up, but we celebrate the good times and we celebrate what feels good, which is awesome, of
Mhm.
course, wouldn't you? But there are moments that seem to us as quote unquote like dark moments.
Yes.
Um, and in the time that like since we last got together, there's been a lot going on, not necessarily a lot bad, but
Uh-huh.
just a lot that's heavy, um, a lot to do, a lot of prioritizing, because we get so busy and caught up with meeting marks and check boxes and making sure things are done that we kind of forget the reason for that path,
Uh-huh.
you know?
Uh-huh.
So the reason for that path is the reason because you chose to embark in that kind of responsibility is to get to something that you perceive bigger, and this just happens to be the path. So sometimes, like, biblically they say like, the weeds come up and you got to watch out for the weeds and you got to, well, in that sense, it's kind of what I'm kind of talking about because we're walking on this path to get to where we chose to be, but sometimes things pop up unexpectedly.
Mhm.
Um,
And we encounter it as a low moment or as a dark part, because we feel empty, we feel heavy, we feel limited, we feel a sort of emotional incarceration where we can't,
Hmm.
everything's around you is just reminding you of this heaviness, like, I didn't meet the mark, I failed. But in that moment, there's always light. And
Hmm.
I've found that if you take it in and you don't get overwhelmed emotionally with woe is me, and you're like, okay, what's here? You see little sparks of light and little sparks of hope, and then all of a sudden it comes together and it forms this bigger thing. So out of darkness comes light. So it really got me to appreciate those moments, those what quote unquote were difficult. So you're in the situation and it's nice because now I'm realizing that I'm in woe is me and feeling down and feeling bad and feeling like I missed the mark. I'm like, okay, hold on, where are we here? What is it that needs work? Where is it that we need more light? Like, and then I just focus on little things that bring me joy, and then all of a sudden I will realize, okay, you were showing up too strong here. You need to let go, or you were coming too fast here. You need to be more patient. And then implying or applying those lessons rather to my persona, and kind of reminding myself of that every day actually lets me see more, brightens up the
Hmm.
situation, and then it allows me to kind of step back a little bit, be apologetic to some people, realizing that this is not the way to move here, and not necessarily for me. I noticed that it's impacting everybody and everything around me. So sometimes you feel like, you have to stand up and you have to say something, but hold on. And it might be a smudge on your ego a bit, but take it back because the situation is not just for you, it's for everyone who's around you. So if you come
Smart.
back, maybe those people need to grow a little bit more. And so do you in this aspect. So both of you in this frustrating situation, what might seem, if you take a step back, you rely on that feel good. Okay, hold on, temper yourself, and then you can see brighter moments. You can see that person growing, you can see yourself growing, and you can kind of breathe a little bit. Okay, we just need to step back. And then when you come back, you guys are high-fiving, and this is metaphorically as well
Hmm.
as you know like
Yeah.
realistically happening. All is that to say is, while everybody's looking forward to the good and having those high hopes for this new year, I'm really reflecting back on those little dark moments and really being appreciative of the light that came in that was even sharper to help me grow a little bit more, and keeping that light in those dark moments.
Yes.
So
Okay. Once again, this is amazing. And why this is amazing? Because we had E with the most miraculous experience ever on the planet, butterflies and rainbows. And then we have Jessica with a seemingly, in a sort of perspective way, not so shiny and bright. And yet, they are all here at the same level. And you all bring beauty to the overall picture because um, there is a tendency, and I will ramble about this because this will give you perspective of to you, Jessica, and to everyone. There is a tendency to assume that when we get into this work of aligning ourselves, or this work of uh, evolving or understanding more, or letting more joy and happiness in, that it's supposed to be every single second butterflies and rainbows, and we will never experience another moment. And guess what? No, it's not like that. No, you will have, in an accurate way, your guidance is always working. So when you are involved in a scenario or a situation that you don't like, that it's not reflective of who you are, there is nothing wrong with it. But your guidance is working, saying, no, 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 not no, but come to the other side, come to the other side. And that struggle, that frustration, that I want you to, because there is something amazing. Okay, Jessica, you have reflected on your past, you have reflected on the year, you have reflected on the moments that were so dark. but brilliantly, and I want to say the words brilliantly, you have found your light on those dark moments because, to be honest, when everything is going well, it's very easy to find the light. Oh, butterflies, rainbows, music, part, it's easy. It's you look around, everyone is clapping, fantastic. But when it's not like that on the surface, and you have to zoom out, and you have to step back, and you have to look differently, that's when your true mastery clicks in. It's not when everything is going right and everyone is clapping. Okay, that's easy. But when it's not easy, and you take that step back of, wait a second, this is about me and my perspective. Let me step back, let me zoom out, let me look for the light. You find it. This is way more profound that you can see when you look for the light. You find it, and it's always there because you have been on your darkest moments. And guess what? There it was, and there it was, and there it was. And when you find it, then you start to shift, and it starts to get clear, and it starts to get brighter. So that's an amazing job, in that it gives you a skill that you have been practicing, maybe without knowing, the skill of looking for the better feeling place, which will take you far. If he's already taking you far, uh, because that's pretty much everything you need to do, but it looks different from from person to person, from moment to moment. So let's say, for example, if your current or your usual state of being is depression. Not saying it's yours, no, let's say in general terms, if you what you feel mostly all the time is sadness. If you look for a piece of rage, like if you feel enraged, if you feel hatred, in a sense, it's actually an improvement, because feeling hatred, it's a better feeling than depression. It contains more power. You want to punch someone in the face, you don't feel like a victim. Still, far from alignment, but a step further on the right direction. So if you feel hatred most of the time and you can feel for frustration, amazing. Incredible jump in vibration. If you can feel hatred and you start to feel frustration, amazing, perfect, beautiful. You are reaching higher. If you stabilize on frustration, you can feel, I'm bored. Eh, I'm bored. Wonderful, better. But when you find the feeling of hope, you unlock the doors for source, the doors for your inner being to shine through. And that's the tipping point. When you find that feeling of hope, you step back, you zoom out. Yeah, this is a skill you will always have to master, and I will bring some perspective in. You always have to zoom out from your circumstances, from the people involved, from the details, so you can find your alignment. So when you zoom out and you find that hope, like Jessica was describing, it takes you out of the situation. You can see differently. You can see the other person differently. You can see yourself differently. You learn differently. Life looks different when you find that hope. And once again, if you can sustain that hope for a second, hope feels better than frustration. I like being hopeful. Then peace and joy and miracles naturally take you. And once again, the journey is the same from depression to hope, then it is from hope to bliss. Find, look for the light. What feels better now? What feels better now? What feels better now? But there is a shift that you made, Jessica, and it's very helpful to everyone who watches, which is the shift from me being involved in the situation and the drama that it contains and all of the dark moments we all know, to let me step back. This is what this is happening, but let me take a step back. Let me take a step back. That step back, it's an incredible step back. It's an incredible step forward. Now, what I love the most to say is that all of that stuff that happened last year or last minute or 5 minutes ago does not need to enter your new life. And I know this is somehow a stretch you need to make, not that you need to make, but you need to be comfortable with, because You don't need to perpetuate those things if you look forward. And this is what I mean. Okay, so for every moment that you struggled, for every moment you felt frustrated, for every moment that was dark, the opposite of that moment is created for you. It's like the God saying, "Oh, Jessica, you didn't like that at all. I understand you want the opposite of that. So, family drama, you want family harmony, harmony. Poof. Oh, didn't you like what that person said? You want to be better treated, someone to treat you better. So, to the degree that you have suffered, you have the opposite of that calling you. And this is true for me, for Gia, for E, for everyone. So first, bless the moments that were not so good because they create the opposite of that. So from a different perspective, nothing went wrong. It was just more creation. I tasted this thing completely rotten. But if I have not tasted this, I would not have created the most wonderful meal that I will be tasting next month. So perspective. And when you have a dark moment, if you can bring that perspective in, wait a second. Oh, this is dark because in fact the opposite of this is already calling me, so I will actually appreciate you all in a sense, and then I will move forward. It's a better perspective. So in another way of saying, your dark moments, when you let this in and you step back, you will stop calling them dark and you will call them interesting. All of this stuff is interesting. Let me see how this plays out. Let me see how this unfolds. And once again, you don't say it out loud in the middle of an argument, of a family argument or whatever, but internally, you take that step back. Interesting. You know what? I'm feeling negative emotion because my guidance is working. Yes, I'm on my way to something else. And at the moment, I'm sort of at odds with myself. So I'm feeling the contraction. Good. And it seems very simple, but in fact, it's like this. It's like that. Yes, Jessica.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm thinking about a moment I was getting ready to go, and then I didn't really want to go to where I was going just because I was tired. And, work has been a lot. So, but I already said I was going to go, so I gotta go. And I'm rushing to get ready, and as I'm rushing to get ready, everything starts to fall. Like I go for my hairbrush, it falls over. I go for my towel, it knocks over. I'm like, okay. And so in that moment, the last moment when I kind of like to get my hairbrush that fell, I stumbled over something else and like knocked over the trash can in the bathroom. And I said, okay, wait a second, hold on, this don't feel right. Like if what are you trying to tell me? So I stood back, I just sat there and I looked and I was like, I'm just gonna take a breath, I'm gonna take a minute because this is just too much. What's going on? So the minute I did that and I relaxed and I wasn't trying to rush to get where I was going, and whether or not I made it to where I was gonna go or decided to stay, it was okay. Just stop pushing what you're feeling. If you're feeling like you want to take your time, it's gonna be okay. So I did that. I sat, and then from the moment I said, okay, deep breath, I finished. I went more comfortable because I was trying to wear something that I didn't want to wear. I went more comfortable. I went with my hair comfortable. I started going, traveling relaxed. And by the time I got there, they're like, oh, you made it just on time. Everybody else is running late.
Oh well.
I was like, that worked. And instead of rushing, I would have ended up there rushing, stressed out for traffic, stressed because I'm wearing something tighter than what I want to go in. And we just ended up having a great time. And everybody honestly ended up feeling the same way. They also came more relaxed. They also were like feeling overwhelmed by the week. So it sometimes it nudges you in a way that seems frustrating, but that moment of frustration, I've learned, hold on, okay, what are we saying? What's really going on? What's happening? So I kind of like slow down and kind of like take it all in, because I remember from our previous classes, the moment that you're not feeling joy, or a moment of peace is a moment for you to stop, reflect. What are you trying to tell me? Because those moments, those nudges, is not something bad happening to you. It's just like the universe kind of like, hey, 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 you know, you didn't listen to this sign. You didn't listen to this sign because you were overworked or because you were over prioritized. But hey, hey, hey. And it kind of like if you listen and you take a breath and you kind of, where's your peace? Because that peace for me, the way I equate it is to when you finally get into a deep meditative state,
Mhm.
you know, and you feel and hear your breath and your heartbeat at the same time, and everything else like floats away. I don't know if anybody's experienced that, but that's what that peace feels like. And the moment I'm there, it's like, okay,
Yes.
anything can happen, everything can happen, and everything just like it it's like ebbs and flows. It's like you're going with the current, and it feels relaxed, no matter how up or how down you might be. So I wanted
Yes.
to point that
Yes.
out. So yeah.
Yes. And that's very, very good pointer. And I want to bring something I said when I was talking to E. Remember when E said, you know what? Uh, the only thing I can rely on is God. The only thing that is actually accurate and dependable, it's my source. And once again, it's tied to the way you feel. We have to understand that we are connected to infinite intelligence. And so let's see how this plays out in a real human situation when we all have real human things. We have a schedule. We have to be somewhere else at that time. We have people to meet. Things need to be taken care of. There is people coming with this and that. Things need to be done, and there is a schedule. There is a strict time. There is a lot of human stuff, as you all know how human we can all get. And then we have infinite intelligence. Who do you think knows best? If you have to go, Jessica, you have to go. You can come back. It's okay.
No, I'm sorry. My
Okay.
husband just got home, and I didn't.
No, it's fine.
And so he came in. He was looking for me, and I was like, I'm in the office.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Thanks, babe.
So he is welcome, by the way. So I was saying that in a sort of very human stuff, because this plays with everyone's life. We have schedules, we have events, we have people to meet, we have things happening that seem to require us. If
Hmm.
I and then our human conditioning, uh, we tend to override our infinite intelligence with human stuff I need to do. And in a sense, it seems important. Okay, I'm hosting an event. Let's say, for example, I'm the host. If I'm not there on time, the event will be ruined because people will be waiting for me and I need to rush and I need to. And when you start to feel that, uh, it's yes, your guidance saying, no, you are not right. I am infinite intelligence and I know everyone else's schedule. I'm getting everything done in the perfect timing. So the smart thing to do is not, you know what, let's push through. I need to be there by 9, so let me just put on something and then just go and ignore my guidance. Well, Jessica did no. My guidance actually knows better than all of the human components of this. So, like he was saying, I will rely first on my guidance. And my guidance is saying, it's always saying this, by the way, relax. It is fine. It will be okay. Oh, but someone is waiting and they're, relax. You'll be there in perfect timing if you follow this comfortable, relaxed feeling. And then, as Jessica pointed out, and this is happening to all of us at all times, we go to where we need to be at the perfect timing, and we find people with the perfect mood when we are at that same mood ourselves. So once again, the mastery here is to sort of prioritize the way we feel, because it's not something fluffy. I just feel good because it's spiritual. No, the way you feel is connected to infinite intelligence that knows everything about everything. So Jessica relaxes, she looks good, she feels fresh. She may be late or not, she doesn't care. She arrives, perfect timing, perfect party, a perfect event, a perfect wherever, everyone feels good. It's an amazing time because she took the time to listen to her own guidance. But I know that sometimes it's a struggle, and a lot of the struggles you feel is because this is an innocent thing. We think we need to do stuff apart from our guidance. it goes like this. Okay, Source, I know you want me to be happy and stuff, but I really need to be at that place at that time. You know what, Source, I'm sorry. I know you are infinite intelligence, but you are wrong in this. And I actually need to be there at this time, so let me force it. And when you force it, you already know what the payout is. So this is a mastery of listening to your emotions, because sometimes the exact opposite is happening. Sort of saying, go, go, go. And you are like, let me relax a little bit more. It's a sort of you listening to your own guidance. So if I'm relaxed, wouldn't it be nice if I'm having fun? Isn't fun more, juicy than relaxation? Yes.
Hmm.
So when you have an impulse, like a decision to do something, always filter it from what was I feeling and what
Hmm.
do I feel about this. If you are relaxed and there is an impulse to say, hey, go watch that movie, when you think about doing it, or even if when you start doing it, you have your feedback saying, oh, this is going to be fun, or I don't know, I'm not sure. And it's your moment to listen, to go or zoom out, go in, zoom out. But this is the mastery, the art of playing this game, is that you become better at listening to your emotions. And every time you listen, you get those payoffs. Force it, be frustrated, go, see what happens, relax, even against all of the human rules, relax, listen, go when you feel like going, and you get the payoff. Um, and it helps you wonder who the hell has my back to the point that knocking stuff out and letting me relax to give me the best thing ever. Yes, it's like that. So hopefully this makes you, and once again, this is something you will doing forever. I'm doing this is something you'll be always getting better at, listening to your emotions and following your emotional guidance, not what someone else wants you to do, even though it's tricky sometimes because life happens and we are still human and there are things to do. But prioritize, like you were saying, your emotions first. First and foremost, feel good to the best that I can, and then go play into the world. And you are doing very good, Jessica. You are doing amazing. So I will pass the ball to G, and then you see what goes on. But it's going pretty well. Yes, G, your time to shine. After all this time, here you are.
Yeah, so I actually had a question for you, but I feel like I got the answer right in front of my face. So I'm just going to touch on it and I'm going to ask you something different. But if you
Good.
want to,
Yeah, yeah.
any thoughts are always appreciated. But I put in one of the discussions we were having in the community, you had asked some questions, and I said that I had asked Source what my tone is because I was interested in that. And I intended to ask you that. And I put that in the community like weeks ago, and I hadn't really thought about it. But just recently, a couple days ago, I saw when I was just looking at some spiritual documentation that I am the tone, and I saw it written exactly like that. And so I was like, okay, well, I feel like that kind of answers my question, but I'll definitely leave it open if you have any other thoughts on that. But what I really wanted to talk about was just like being in a space where I feel like I I don't necessarily know like what I want. I just want good things and I want to experience good things. But I feel like sometimes I need to be like more specific in what I ask for. But then I feel like if I do that, then like I want to be surprised in some way at some time. So I think I'm struggling with like, okay, oh, how do I like express what I want without like being very, very specific about
Okay. You are queued up for a better answer than you realize. So let's talk. Well, let's talk about a lot of things. Let's talk because the overall, once again, when you zoom back, when you zoom out and you see how stuff plays, you will receive your answer in a more meaningful way. So, how specific do I need to ask? Let's start there. Realize how is it that I'm asking. You, we don't ask with words. We don't ask with visualization. We ask with vibration. So when do we ask? We ask when we experience things like Jessica was describing. Oh, I don't like this. At that moment, you are asking. Oh, I want the exact opposite of this. Naturally, you don't need to speak a word. You don't need to do anything. Every second of your life, you are asking for improvement. Even when something is really good, oh, this piece of clothing fits me so well. I love this so much, and I want more. It's automatic. You ask for every single thing you desire and want and need automatically. When you feel great contrast, you ask greatly. When you feel less contrast, you ask slightly. But you have to understand that the specifics of everything you desire are already known. To the detail, to the cellular detail, the specifics of everything I desire are already known. So, in a sense, it doesn't matter if I ask them, if I speak them, if I write them, irrelevant. But there is something else to be understood. But first, is that this should be a great relief that, hey, every little thing that I want to the detail is already set in motion, it's already known. I don't need to ask for that with imagination or visualization or work. No, it's done. It's known. Once again, play with me. Infinite intelligence is waiting for you to say, I want a black coat, because infinite intelligence doesn't know you want a black coat. You know what? It's a fun way of putting it in perspective. But there is something to be said. Okay, you ask, desires are all showering upon you, sources over them, but you have to let them in. You have to align with them. You have to allow them. So what happens is that sometimes we get too specific too soon, and then we sabotage our alignment. So let's say, for example, you feel at ease. Not saying super joy. You feel at ease, and you said something. I don't know what I want. I just want good things. So you actually know what you want. I want good things. What's tripping you is that you think, oh, wait, but I'm not specific enough. No, the specifics are already taken care of. So you know that I want good things. And when you say that and you feel that, it feels good to you. If you stay there, it's not, I want good things and they should be, you are getting too specific too soon. So this is master's work. The mastery is to stay general and let the specifics be inspired to you. And this is a very easy thing to do when you are on the right feeling. So let's say you feel at ease. And there is no rush. Relaxation is, like Jessica said, there is no rush to get anywhere. I relax. And you know what? I like good things. This feels good to me. I like good things. Good things are good. I like good things. And I like adventure. Adventure, it's already more specific than good things. Good things of adventure. And if you stay there and you don't force it, okay, adventure means I'm going to Saudi Arabia and go to the desert. No, too specific. You don't know those specifics yet. Feel the energy of those things. Good things, no resistance. Oh, nice. Oh, good things and adventure. I like that. Good things, adventure. Maybe I'll get a friend or two. Okay, fine. More specific, no resistance. But then, okay, I will call A and B and C. Oh, wait, but person A is working at that time, so she cannot come. You are getting too specific too soon, and you sabotage your own alignment. So the trick here is to stay in a good general, good feeling place, and I will speak more about this. Stay general in a good feeling place, and let the specifics be inspired to you, because you don't need to make them come; they come into your mind automatically. So, in being general, it's a life-saving event, especially when you are in the middle of something very troublesome. Zoom out and be general. Life sucks, but you know what? This oxygen feels fresh to me. The sun came out. It's general, but as the sun comes out and you feel that nice, On the wings of that emotion comes more inspiration, more hope, more alignment, more specifics, to the point that when you feel joy and you feel invincible, go all in on specifics. You know what? I feel incredible, so I want a black car with purple lighting, and I want this person to be like this and that and that. If you think and feel the specifics without resistance, go all in. Not to make them happen because they already happened, just to extract extra energy from them, to feel extra good from them. Until then, be general and let the specifics come to you. Because if you stay general, momentum will bring specifics and specifics and specifics and specifics. And when you reach the point, like you say, I don't know what I want, but I like good things, you are good. Because I like good things, I like that flower, and I like that, and I like that. And as the ball gets rolling, and you don't try to make your creation happen, you let the specifics come to you. In a sense, let's say, for example, if you like this moment in time, this meeting, I guarantee you that every single thing you see on the screen, it was a specific that you put in place. Let's say the what I'm wearing, the lightning, what Jessica is wearing, the timing, all of those specifics are not random. They were orchestrated for our pleasure. We created this long ago, and now we are experiencing it. Every single detail. Because once again, we don't know how to create anything from this. We allow the creation that is already happening. And once again, this requires sensitivity and mastery to your emotions, because sometimes we want to go faster than it's good for us. Sometimes we should be going faster, or we could have more fun going faster, and we are holding back. Does this answer your question and hopefully puts everything on a new platform? Gia?
Yeah, definitely it does. It does make perfect sense. So, yeah, thank you.
Good.
It's funny
Um,
because I had the same question.
yeah, all we learn is this.
Because it's like my fear is okay, if we are the creators of our reality and then we got to focus on what we want and create it. I always think, well, who am I to know better? Like, is this really what's good for me? Is it coming from a place from ego? Is it coming because I saw that video and that girl looked good and I want him just to look good? I like that feeling. Is it really who I am? So I had that feeling because I never felt comfortable, or I still don't, with certain things. With there's a primary thing, but with most things, with I want that, I'm gonna focus on that, and let's go. I'm more like I don't. Yes, I like that, but I don't know if it's really for me. I don't know if it's really the best condition.
I
What
don't know
if
the
I say I want to
timing.
get there in a year? Timing. So I'm with you. Like I just want good things. I want I want to be able to be a blessed to be a blessing, and whatever that means, I'm good with all of it. If that means more money, bigger house, cool. If that means less is smaller and cozier, I'm on the same length because I was thinking the same thing.
That
Not too.
that's very good, and that's a great realization for you guys and for everyone. Once again, even for me, those realizations, they are not something we realize once and then. No, all of the things that I'm telling you and teaching you, those are things that you will all be realizing better and better, and with different angles and different perspectives and different inner workings, because it's an infinite game. But that's a very good thing to know, that if I stay general, positive, general, momentum will increase and positive details of everything that I want will fill in. So the secret is to stay general, and then more specific when it's inspired, or more specific when I go for it and it actually feel good. When I go for it, when I zoom in on something and feel resistance, I zoom out. It's an energy work. It's a work that no one sees. It's invisible. It's an inner working. Um, and by
And the
the
more you
way,
get comfortable with the feeling, sorry,
yeah, go with.
like it's this uncomfortableness. Like I know I'm good, I know I can do this work, but it's just you feel you get brain foggy, like things don't come to you as they should, even though you're like thinking, what's wrong with me? I know I'm good at this, but for some reason things are not happening. And away from that situation, you do good. But then in that situation, it's all cloudy and foggy and uncomfortable. But you're supposed to be there because that's the beneficial situation. And like, and it feels icky. It feels uncomfortable. You feel squished.
because of your own perspective. And this is something to understand is that anyone, but you cannot create bad. That is, you cannot create negatively. And if you understand what we said before, when I experience something less than what I want, I create the opposite of that. Okay, I supposed to be so good. You will never be so good that you never experience a moment of less than what you want, because that would
Hmm.
mean you are finished. I'm so good. I just experience just bright light. No, you need contrasts. Without contrast, you don't expand. But the key here is to not get so caught up in the contrast that you think you are failing. This is mastery work. Okay, I was feeling so good and I came into this and now I feel less than good. But wait a second, I was good before and I'm no,
What's
you are
here?
yeah, you are perfect. So, okay, this thing, okay, I don't feel quite as good because my desire is here and I'm looking at something else. But still, I'm creating good. And still, I'm doing way better than I was 10 days ago, all of those things. But when you get into the mood of this was supposed to go better and see your connection is going down the drain, that's why I'm encouraging. And I know sometimes it's not easy, and sometimes you just need to say, you know what, tomorrow is
Hmm.
another day. Today, screw this because I cannot find alignment today. It's fine. It's whatever. Even if you have this dialogue, it's already helpful. It's fine. It's whatever. I'll do this tomorrow. Sometimes it's not easy, but you will always catch the momentum of your alignment later, even if it's not the next morning. So you cannot create negatively. You cannot create something bad. So when you feel that feeling, as you are describing, of I'm not comfortable, good, okay, I'm out of alignment. Oh, how fun is this? Nothing is going wrong. It's nothing wrong with these people or the play. No, my guidance is working and I'm listening. I'm actually out of alignment. Wouldn't that be nice to be driving off a cliff and knowing in advance, I don't want to go that way? It's exactly like that. So, one thing to keep in mind is that when I feel negative, there is nothing wrong with anything in the world. It's just my guidance working.
Hmm.
Feel uncomfortable. Okay, good. Let me just, when I can drive my steering wheel of my mind somewhere else or zoom out, because being a good creator doesn't mean everything goes exactly as I say it should be going, because once again, like what Jessica was saying, what can I know from this perspective? How do I know the timing? How do I know the people that I'm about to meet? How do I know how every desire intertwines with everything else? I have to rely on my God, on my guidance. I have to rely, if I'm smart, with with my emotions. I have to rely on my emotions, letting me know how good am I doing. By the way, I need to check something. Okay, fun fact. On this call, I have no control over the timing, so if this shuts down, just know it was Google that kicks us out. But we should have some more minutes. But there's something that Jessica said that was very brilliant. She doesn't realize it, but she will. How do I know what am I receiving? Okay, I may desire this because I saw some girl with a fancy dress and I want to look fancy to please my ex-boyfriend from 10 years ago, sort of a thing. How do I know what's actually good for me? What am I receiving? Because this is always true. Your mind, your human, complex is always like an antenna. It's always tuned to something. I guarantee you, you go and turn on CNN and they are showing things of war. It doesn't matter how aligned you are, stay there for 20 minutes and you will see you merging with the stream of war. Like, and then you'll see the payoff on your life. So you always connect with something you are focused on. So yes, some girl passes with a dress that reminds you from 20 years ago and you think you should be doing something about it, and then you get an idea. Huh, I want a red dress, but the good thing to understand is that, okay, where did this idea came from? Did this idea came from the stream of CNN? Did this idea came from me feeling jealous about whatever? Or was this idea inspired by God itself, by infinite intelligence? And the answer is If you were feeling good when the idea came to you, yes, it was God, it was source. So one question to ask yourself when you receive an idea or a desire, how was I feeling before this flashed into my mind? Oh, I was feeling really good. I was appreciating the day. I was appreciating the music. I was feeling really good. This came in. God, source, brought that to you. How was I feeling before this came in? I was feeling sort of annoyed about something that comes from something annoying. And so you get to discern your thoughts and your ideas by the way they feel, and you can always have access to the way you felt before. And because you know what, funny enough, and this happens to you and to everyone, our thoughts are not actually our own in a sense. The things that come through our mind, they are not always coming from ourselves. And you know this by being with people. And the fun fact is that if you feel really good, if you attract an environment with really good feeling people, you have access to the best thoughts that they have. And they have access to your best thoughts, and it sort of creates a synergy of good thoughts and emotions going that you have access to. But in life, in the human world, with everyone seeking something, once again you have to bring your connection as a priority. Oh, first I will feel good, and then I will go out. And if you feel really good, pretty much the only thoughts that come to you are good feeling ones. So you can know that if you are receiving a desire, if you are receiving something good for you, by the way, a thought, a desire, a vision, an idea to go, an impulse to act, if you are feeling good before and it comes to you, yes, follow it. It's you. If it feels like, nah, I was sort of jealous and I was sort of annoying, I was worried about this and that, and it comes to you, out of the way, not for me. But it's good discernment to have. Okay, we have 5 minutes. So, who wants to bring something in or wants to shine for 5 minutes? Yes, Jessica, please.
Um, I mean, I'm grateful for the class. No, it's good to see everybody, not everybody. It's good to see a lot of people kind of connecting to this to source again, rather. Like even when they question their own thoughts, it's good to see. Sometimes they don't realize it. For example, I see it in my kids a lot. They'll rant and rage about their day or whatever, and I'm like, okay. And specifically when they're like, "Oh man, I hope that person gets like this," or I'm like, "Okay, hold on, step back. Where's that coming from?" Like, it's good to be able to take what we've learned and see it in others to kind of bring that out a little bit more, not intentionally, but it just by you sitting in it, it kind of like flows out of you, and you kind of like give advice, hey, but take it easy. Yeah, you're feeling that way, but is it really, where's it coming from? And they'll say it, and they'll be like, oh yeah, yes, it's because of my ego. I'm like, okay, but she's like, and she'll take a step back, and she's like, yeah, it's because of my ego, but I know I shouldn't do it, but this is the way I feel right now. I'm like, okay, it's okay to feel that way, but just sit with it, understand why you feel that way. So it's good to be able to take my own teachings that really just happen because of source and awareness, to be able to implement that to those around me, which is blessed to be a blessing, which is always nice.
Yes,
And I do have something I wanted to share real quick, but I didn't know if it was a good thing. But
go ahead.
so that feeling of uncomfortable, I've been working at a firm for going on 2.5 years, 3 years now. I'm involved in construction documents. So for a long time, I wasn't comfortable with the setup of the firm, like the way they would transition different projects and how it would flow from one thing to another. And I was never, I started and I thought things were going to work out. And then it started to just feel uncomfortable. And then I could never have enough time in the day to fit the projects in. I was working 42, 46-hour weeks. And in the back of my mind, I always knew like something's going to happen. I'm going to be let go because I can't keep up with deadlines, or I'm just going to find a way out. So come Monday, like at a drop of a dime, because we had projects and meetings set up, they, first call in the morning, they let me go this Monday. And then I was sitting that for a while, and I was like, I knew, I knew this was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to be suddenly, but I knew if it wasn't them, I wasn't going to go anywhere. I was already too comfortable to the habits that I already had built,
We have one
long
minute to
hours.
shine until Google kicks us out. Yes.
Oh, okay. So anyways, all that to say is yesterday I got a call from somebody to work even closer to home, and they'll support me in learning even more. And I'm looking forward to that. So all that to say is I was worried. I kept my focus on light, and then like I have a new job come Sunday. I'm starting
Yeah.
again. So
So life is
so
always working out for me.
yeah. So yeah, it just man, I know it's difficult at times, but just focus on that happy thought and nothing um like a saying that we used to have: God won't give you anything that he you can't handle.